Jävla bröker!
Patrz med chyba! Patrz med chyba! Patrz med chyba!
You lost Zone C. You captured Zone C. You captured Zone A. Your team rallied. Enemy team is breaking. You captured Zone A. Enemy team is breaking. Victory! You captured Zone C. You captured Zone C. Your team is breaking.